Good morning, App Properties. It's Friday, April 24th, and it's another week down as we shelter in place. I'm Amy Corr, and I'm joined by Kevin Van Eck, who is live out of our Goose Island office. Thanks for joining us. Grab your cup of coffee as we jump into another episode of Coffee with Amy and Kevin.
Yes, good morning, Amy. Good to see you. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us again. Today, as has been, our trend over the last several weeks, on Friday, we talk about community and what we're doing in our communities. And while we have a ton of stories that you've shared with us, keep sharing them with us. We have a lot of brokers that are doing some really unique things to connect people. We do have two special guests today that have done something, really outside the box, something really unique that's cool, that is bringing their community together and connecting, even though we can't do it in person.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. Before we jump into a couple of things for today, though, I just really wanted to thank everybody for reaching out as a follow-up to our episode yesterday. We just got some really great feedback from all of you. When Kevin and I were talking about putting the segment together, we thought maybe it was a little touchy-feely, but I think what's most important is we really recognize that we are all going through this together and we need each other's support. So we really just want to encourage you again that if you need anything, please reach out. We want to be here as a conduit and a connector for all of you as, we get through this upcoming next 30 days.
Right. So please reach out to us. The emotional side of what's happening can have a huge impact on us. So thank you again for your feedback there. Looking forward to the next week, there are a couple of things when it comes to training and honing your skills that we have coming up. The first is, hopefully you've been able to join the Perfect Listing Presentation 2.0 with Amy and Paul Blackburn. The feedback from those sessions has been really great. And so Amy's going to be posting that in the Agent app coming up today. And you'll have resources to all the videos, all of the content that they talked about. And one of the things that they did talk about was AppDrive. And what AppDrive is effectively a way to send information in a presentation that is attractive and a way that you get insights and feedback from what they are doing with the presentation. So we'll talk more about that, but those training sessions will be next week. So watch for them to pop into the Agent app as we roll that out. And the following week, we're going to roll out the @Opens tool. And while we know we can't do open houses right now, this is a perfect time to learn how to use that tool so that when we do get back to business and we are able to host open houses, you have that tool available. So it is really exciting because we're continuing to roll out new technology and new tools over the next several weeks so you can learn it and then use it as we get back to business. So let's go to our two guests. We're joined today by Nichole Veihman out of the Western Springs office and Christie Ascione out of the Goose Island and the Wilmette office. So welcome. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
So first, Nichole, I want to talk with you because there have been a lot of, ideas out there, and a lot of we're hearing, especially the feedback that we get at coffee@appproperties.com. We're getting a lot of feedback from brokers about what they're doing, and one of the points we want to make is you don't always have to do something that's totally unique, outside the box, totally creative. You can take someone else's idea and make it your own. And so, Nichole, in your community, you've done something that's really cool and you've gotten such a great response from it. Why don't you tell us what you've been doing and how you came about doing it?
Yeah, thanks, Kevin, and Amy for having me on. So as Kevin said, I had someone do something and I kind of changed it to make it my own. I was invited to a gift exchange a few weeks ago, kind of when COVID started, by Amy Rankus, who is a mortgage broker at Proper Rate. And I think her idea was essentially to just spread joy, and you would give your favorite gift and drop it on someone's porch. And it was kind of a nice thing to do. And I wanted to kind of take her idea, so I got her blessing. And I did a local version of that. So I essentially wrote my network, friends, neighbors, other agents, just anyone I knew, and asked if they wanted to participate. I got a really good response. And I essentially paired people up and I wrote a little bit about each person so you could kind of learn about them. And then you give a gift to one person and you get a gift from another person. But the idea is that you have to buy it from a local business. So you could be a restaurant gift card, it could be a local brewery, olive oil, a cookbook from a local bookstore. But it's really fun and we're getting a good response from it. So it's been nice.
That's really great. How many people do you have participating now as you're setting up this gift exchange?
Yeah, so I have over 50 doing it. And the idea has been well received. And so I'm also on a local board of our LaGrange Neighbors and Newcomers group. And so we're going to actually take the idea and kind of expand it to that larger group as well. So kind of the exact same idea. But I think it of course supports our local businesses. It hopefully introduces people who live right here I live in LaGrange in the western suburbs, but who live in our town or near our town to businesses maybe that they weren't frequenting or weren't using or didn't know about some of their products. And then hopefully when you see some of these people outside of COVID, when we can actually get out and meet, if you happen to meet them, because it is a small town, maybe you'll say, oh, you gave me that delicious olive oil. I have never had that. Thanks so much for this cookbook. And so it's a way to sort of connect people at a time, as you mentioned, when we're not always meeting new people right now, right? And we're not out. And so it's at least a way to do that.
It's really cool. You're making yourself essentially a super connector in your community,
right.
Connecting all of these different people for relationships in the future. And of course, I would assume that what you're distributing or what you're saying in your messaging has nothing to do with business, with your real estate business, does it?
Right. Absolutely. No. And this, honestly, I have other agents on here. It's just truly about, I'm a helper. I like to do things. And if we can, none of these are $30 gift, probably isn't going to save one local business, but if we can all do a small thing, we talk about this all the time, those incremental things we do can add up to something big. And so if we can kind of continue to make those small efforts, I think hopefully it can help, So we're looking for different ways. Even in our newcomers group, we've been doing twice a week. We just give away a $25 gift card from a local business. I buy the gift cards. We legitimately just pull a name out of a hat, give it away on our Facebook page, something fun to do, raising spirits, supporting local businesses. So it's kind of fun.
That's really cool. So if someone wanted to start a gift exchange in their community, what would the 3 steps be, to break it down really?
Yeah, I'm happy, first of all, to just literally send you my language, but I guess define your group. I knew I wanted to keep it super hyper local. So even in my next town over where my office is, Western Springs, I didn't really include people because I wanted, not that we don't hang out with those people, but I wanted it to be really hyper local. You go to the same school or something like that. So I guess define your group. Then, get your buy-in, see who you have. I kept it in Excel spreadsheet. And then I really just sort of matched people up. And then I did a mail merge out that essentially said, hi, Kevin, thanks for participating. Here's your person, their address. Oh, you're going to give to Amy Corr. She has 3 kids and 2 dogs and, whatever. And, and gave a little bit of information about her or him. And then they would get the gift kind of on their porch from someone else. And then we did not mention it to the local businesses that we were doing this. I don't know that it really matters. From the newcomers group, we were debating about involving them or asking them to maybe feature an item. So asking everyone to feature a $25 item that people could kind of use. So I guess you could take that step as well if you wanted, but I didn't do that for this gift exchange. But I have it's not complicated. I have the information. I'm happy to email that along if that's helpful for anyone.
I love it. That is such a great idea. It's like, I want to start it in my community. And we'll make sure on the email that we send out that we will give them information if people want to contact you, Nichole, just with how to get started in their own community. That would be great. We just love these ideas of people really just wanting to get involved with their community. And to your point, Nichole, it isn't so much about, is this going to drive business down the road? It's more just about developing relationships. And I think right now that is really critical. So I want to move over to Christie Ascione, who is from our Wilmette office and our Goose Island office. She's a dual agent, City and North Shore. But she's got a great project that I want her to tell us about. And it came about, I think, a couple of weeks ago. And I know she even actually reached out and talked to me about it because I'm a local person living in Wilmette, sheltering in place in Wilmette. And she's calling it the #Front Porch Project. So Christie, welcome. And if you could share with us a little bit about what your project is and what you're doing right now for people in your community, and let everybody know, that'd be great.
Sure. So I similarly saw this elsewhere and decided to kind of try and make it my own, and wasn't really sure how it was going to play out, but luckily people have really taken to it and it's been super fun. To get things started, I basically asked friends if I could come over with a photographer and shoot their families in their element during this quarantine, kind of capturing a moment in time. And they were receptive, and it's kind of just taken off from there. People are seeing the pictures posted on Facebook and Instagram, and my messaging has stayed consistent that if you want to be a part of this project, we're socially distanced when we take the photos, and if you want to participate, to reach out to me. And the response has just been overwhelming. People are super excited about it, and I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I love it. In fact, I think when you had sent it and let me know that you were doing it, I joked and said, well, my family will be ready and you can come on over. And I shouldn't have said that, because Christie, I think, texted me 10 minutes before she popped on by. So Kevin, I don't know if you've got it, but there is a fun photo of the Corrs who are sheltering in place. And this was our front porch on a Friday morning. Yeah. And I will say the funny thing is that my girls didn't really know what was happening. My husband was up working in his office, and I was basically yelling at everyone, get downstairs, we have to be out in front in 5 minutes. And Molly, who's sitting next to me, refused. She said, I am not doing this. And I said, oh, yes, you are. And I was saying to Kevin, I made this crazy false threat that her phone would be taken away for a year if she didn't get out and look like one happy family. But I think it's such a great idea. And I feel like, Christie, people are really sort of taking to it too, and doing some cool theme stuff. Like I've been looking on, front porch. So how much time are you giving other people, by the way? So how do you notify people once they say they're interested?
So basically, I've let people contact me, which has been amazing. Once I have about 12 to 14 families, I shoot them every Friday morning. So today our next route is happening. It starts about 9:30, and I map it out similar to a buyer tour and give everybody their time slot. We run photos every 10 minutes, and they only take about 5 minutes, and it's amazing. The families come outside, they're super excited. Some of them, to your point, have a theme. They're coming out in their PJs or with their masks on. People have been creative. Others have come out and been really snazzy, so it's been an excuse to put makeup on and blow dry your hair. So I've seen it all, and like I said, it's been really fun connecting with people. And once they have their photos taken, I've noticed that there has been a really strong uptick in my social media views, and so people are looking for them, which is great. And then it's a great way for me to say, oh, we have this mutual friend or that mutual friend. So it's just a really nice way for me to get to know people maybe that I otherwise wouldn't have in the community.
Yeah, I love it. I just think it was such a creative idea. And, I just think people are kind of really jumping in and engaging in it. So I think it's great. And I think both of you ladies really are just showing, I think, just the idea that Kevin and I talk about all the time, which is, just go out and do something, just get involved in your community. Don't worry about, how this is going to impact your business down the road. Right now you're developing some really great relationships. And I think kind of coming out of this, we're all going to remember, what it was like to be, sheltering in place, COVID-19 in 2020. And, there's going to be some unique relationships and things that I think evolve out of that. So we appreciate both of you, and for both of you joining us this morning, and just keep up the great work.
Thank you. Well, thanks for having us.
Yes, for sure. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. And to everyone watching, just remember, if we go back to what we talked about yesterday, please make sure to take care of yourself. Reach out to someone if you need to talk with someone, or someone that may need to talk with you, and come up with something that you're doing in your community and share it with us. And again, it doesn't need to be something totally crazy, a big, huge project. It can be something that, just as Nichole and Christie are doing, that connects you with the community and connects other people within the community. So I hope everyone has a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday. Thank you, Amy. Thank you again, Christie and Nichole.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend.